Aquarius, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. And guys, please remember there's always an extended reading that I invite you to join me for. Those links are below in the description box, and I'll also pin it to the top of the comments section. It's a karmic week for you. So there's a lot of things that are coming up from your past that you have been dealing with and learning from. And figuring out this week, what do I do with them? And how do I put them in place? And how do I make it useful? Or you will see many times over this week that there are opportunities for you. Now I know why I went through this, because I know exactly what to do in this situation. Oh, I get it now. Suddenly I realize, I get it now. And now I know how to make sense of this circumstance or predicament or challenge. You're going to start to see a lot of those aspects or dynamics of what you were, who you were, how you experienced yourself in the past, coming back and being what you apply to not only who you are today, but where you are moving into the future. This is almost like a debut, everything I've lived through and what I've learned from it. That's the theme of this week for you. And I will get into the astrology and I'll explain why. Let's go over one card that flipped up. It's crying out for our attention. Bring a gentle touch. This is wonky. It's in reverse. So this is Virgo energy. It speaks of not having an easy time or difficulties, day-to-day difficulties. This could be with adjusting, with fitting in, with focusing, with doing work. Could have been learning disabilities or any number of things that you had experienced. This would definitely have been in or through your youth. Not to say that you don't still experience them or are having issues with them today. This could also be a lack of love. Self-love, yes, but also a sense of having somebody that was very, very harsh with you. Those even just in their expectations. Hard-earned love or not really love at all, like so many conditions on this situation or this relationship. It could be this energy as well. So much to learn from shit like that, Aquarius. Already. Now we have be here now, which is not living in the moment. So somebody was always thinking about what I want in the future, or living in the past. Never really seeing the beauty for who somebody is, or being gentle and just loving the value of the person. Not being able to see the beauty in yourself, at least in the past. All of those kind of struggles are now front and center, but they are resources at this point, because Uranus is square to Saturn, which means that Saturn and Uranus, both of your ruling dignitaries, Uranus being your modern ruling dignitary, they're kind of having a discussion. So it's working out who I used to be versus how do I take who I used to be and make it into something innovative for the future. So the only way that works is what you've learned, like taking the lessons that you've learned, the experiences that you had, and putting them into some sort of context that can be shared, either whether it's through yourself, your voice, something that you've written down, your experiences, something that you film. It's definitely using those experiences, that lack of love, maybe the experience of really not being able to see. I'm getting this message right now. It's not being able to see the beauty of a child. Not being able to see the beauty of something that was too innocent to be expected to do anything or want anything or say anything or have expectations levied upon them or it. When I say it could have been a relationship that was new. It could have been a job that was new. This is a thing that did not get the chance to just be itself, the chance to grow, the nurturing to grow, to become something beautiful, because there were so many expectations that didn't let you see or other people see you being beautiful. Okay. I know, dude. Get ready and be sure you're subscribed to the channel, because these are the kind of discussions we have here. This ain't no your boyfriend's cheating on you bullshit tarot card readings. Believe me, this is deep down healing. That's Born Without Boundaries Tarot. And I do hope you subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell and enjoy these every single week. Sing your own song. Now this is going into the future, which is finding your own voice, finding who you are. And what's beautiful about finding who you are is that you did come from this, and figuring out how to incorporate what you've been into who you are by what you've learned. The lessons that we've learned are the things that never leave us, and they are the building blocks for the future of who we are and our sense of self and how we see the world. But how to use those to be building blocks that we can step up on and get higher, right? And move on, move up from, as opposed to those building blocks burying us or burdening us by trying to constantly carrying them. So it's like learning how to use those blocks to make progress instead of like a pitfall, right? But sing your own song. So this is really good news. Sing your own song is here. This is about finding your voice. So you're talking about something this week. This is about communicating. And later on this week, even though there's a lot of karmic tension surrounding you this week, by the end of the week, Uranus actually has it has a working relationship with Mercury. It's getting something done. It's not necessarily the smoothest, but it is definitely it's like the dog at your heels, inspiring you to do something, to say something, to communicate something, to learn something, to get some information, to go after it, to research it, to get her done, is what we're saying. Be loyal to what you love. This is family. Sometimes the hardest thing to forgive is family. But once you do, you realize we're all human. It's hard to go from the stage in your life where you're young and you want everybody to be perfect, and then to when you're an adult or a young adult and you realize they're not, how disappointing they are, to when you're an actual adult and you realize they're human. And I am too. And how do I make my future better? By learning from their mistakes instead of being burdened by them. So let's get into this. Be loyal to what you love. You're saying words of confidence, words of affirmation. I hear you speaking and saying a lot of really positive energy into the world around you, especially your family members this week, because you remember how you were treated or what you experienced. And honestly, you can see it clearly enough to realize that is not something that can be repeated. Right? So you have be loyal to what you love, owning what you love, caring about what you love, nurturing what you love, and realizing that part of that is saying the words, speaking them into existence. There's a lot of talking here, conversation, but it's more children will listen. You know that Stephen Sondheim line? Maybe you don't. But there's a sense of somebody is listening. It's like you've suddenly become very, very aware of somebody's just like fixated on you, like a child, like really innocent, realizing that people are listening to what you have to say. So this is really good news and a really good message. If you guys have been putting something out there, it's going to take off, because people need the healing that you can give them this week. So definitely share and express, especially based on these detrimental experiences. you will be healing somebody. You will be nurturing somebody. You will be maybe intentionally, but not, it doesn't even have to be intentional. I can promise you that. It doesn't even have to be intentional. Overcome any obstacle. So this is Taurus energy. Could be sensual obstacles, yeah, just make sure my microphone is in the right place. Could be sensual obstacles, could be vitality obstacles. Maybe you're getting good news if there has been some crunch or conflict, a lack of love, sexual impotence, things like that. Also good news, breakthrough treatments, getting the vitality back. This could be a really good message for those of you who are worried about fertility. This sense of there's a breakthrough, you'll be able to move on and move through and push through. Your vitality, your mojo is coming back. It could, for those of you who aren't experiencing any of those difficulties, it's just your mojo has come back. You feel a love and a connectivity that is giving you a tremendous sense of purpose and something to aim for, like a goal. And then we have truth transcends illusion, and that's you. This is Aquarian energy growing the fuck up. You're not a little larvae anymore that somebody else laid and abandoned. You are what you are and what you have become. There's a maturity here, wings, you're flying. Also, truth. You're speaking your truth. So this is a wonderful week to actually come out and say things that, especially with the astrology, other people might be really uncomfortable with, but you need to fucking say it. So go ahead and say it, because this is the week to say it. And their discomfort will be the foundation for them changing and them learning. What did I say? Your words are impactful. Make the impact. I feel like it'll be almost natural for you to make the impact this week, to say what you need to say, because you need to say it. But other people need to hear it. It is going to make them uncomfortable, but it is absolutely necessary for them to hear it. No, I don't want these cards. Aquarius. It's time to take action. What did I say? In terms of emotional, because this is the moon, we just went through an Aries full moon. This is a sense of not being uncomfortable with your uncomfortable emotions. If you're angry, say it. Aries energy is also about vitality, the vitality returning. I see this as you having confidence enough to finally take action on what you have been feeling, what you have been going through. Getting on your own side. Aquarius, getting on your own side this week. To be able to say what you need to say, even if it feels like a bull in a china shop, which it may. I'm not saying that it's going to come out in the most elegant way. I'm not saying that it's going to come out easy. I'm not saying that it's going to be taken in easy and that there's not going to be tension. I'm saying that it's absolutely necessary, and I think you know that too. Truth transcends illusion. What have you needed to say? What is coming out? What is this truth, God? What is this truth? What is this truth? Okay. The devil, addiction, bad behaviors, things that you have been stuck on or stuck with, cardinal sins, or what you have been, things that you have been obligated to, obligations that maybe you didn't want, but you have been obligated to them. And you were easily obligated to them because of how shitty you used to feel about yourself or how shitty a situation used to be. Addictions, that's what it's about. It's also about karma. So a sense of maybe confronting your own karma, eating your own dirt, realizing that you have to swallow this because you have created it. The thing is, you're not afraid and you want to do it. This is actually like, let's get her done. I'm tired of avoiding this or not talking about it. Let's bring it out. But the first thing I thought was addiction, something that you have been stuck with, a behavior that has been stuck in you, a behavior that has kept you down, deteriorated you, hurt you. This is usually self-harm when it comes to addiction, but it could also be a bad relationship or a bad situation, like I said, that you were in. This is what you're taking action against. This is what you're speaking up against. This is the truth that you are telling. I keep getting the word debut. This is the truth that you are telling. This is this week. And this is why it's almost essential for you to speak up, for your voice to be liberated this week. To be heard about, I love this, to be heard about uncomfortable topics. This may not be a world debut. You may not be debuting something to millions of subscribers or followers. This could be confronting family. And even if you are a fucking celebrity, God bless you for watching this little video. Even if you are, like, debuting it to a huge audience or coming out about something that is this intimate, but you're doing it publicly, the most important audience is still going to be those family members. The most important audience is going to be those people that matter the most to you and that you have intimate relationships with. Why? Because you're also ruled by Saturn, and there's beautiful communication between Saturn and Venus in Libra. So this is all about intimate partnerships. This is all about love. This is all about how you need others and being okay with that, but not being okay with toxic situations between you and other people or toxicities inside of you that you need to deal with because of these relationships. But it is really fundamentally the people closest to you that are always going to matter the most, no matter how big your audience is, whether it's just your family, which is what's coming up in the cards, or this was a huge global debut. It's still your family or those people closest to you that are going to be the most important. The devil is here saying that's what you're confronting. This came out, it made me search for it too. Like as I was shuffling, it found that specific card to confront these demons, to confront these issues that have caused you fear. What have you been afraid of, Aquarius? What have you been afraid of? It is definitely time to confront it and speak out about it. Observer is here. People. First of all, that says people will watch. Yeah, I almost see like a microphone here. So you're going to get more attention with this than maybe even you want. But I also see that you have been looking at this for a while. Chop wood, work. This has got something to do with work. With work. Why? Observer, watching the way... it's like your work is your observations. Maybe you do something observatory for work. That's really interesting. I think that this is getting attention, that people are going to be seeing you. It's almost like you're doing some really personal work in public. This is the right time to do it. Balance. Oh, I love that, because that's what you're getting out of it, isn't it? This is a wonderful time when you get it out. It's almost like you need this huge exorcism. You need to get it out big because there's that much of an imbalance inside of you. You need this huge kind of catharsis to balance everything out. What's coming up in the past? Give, which is the heart of who you are. You've been working on this for a while too, because you've been putting everything together. But give. The fact that you can finally share this experience is your catharsis. You couldn't hold this in anymore. This is about coming to terms. This week is about coming to terms with what you have been trying to hold in. Aquarius, and that's you. It's almost like you get to find yourself this week. This is also a sense of sharing or giving publicly or to the community, wanting to help. So this is a sense of, it's almost like people need to hear this from you. And I gotta tell you, holy shit, what comes out. And this Taurus energy, I was picking up the vibe. Prosperity lies ahead, which means there's a great deal of abundance that's coming out of this very personal experience. I think it's more abundance than you've ever anticipated or expected, because your impetus, your inspiration for this, whatever you've been working on, was not profit. It was freedom. Let's go to the extended, because we're going to see how this all turns out. I'll see you guys there. The links are below. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please subscribe now. Be sure that you ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload all your favorite content. Thank you for joining Born Without Boundaries or subscribing here. I also have Astrology Motivation, which is my second YouTube channel, where I go live every day with live chat general tarot card readings. Well, I'd love to see you over there, so check that out too. The link to the extended is below. Let's dig in. I'll see you there.